We're always trying to bring value to you one way or the other, whether you want to book a call, you want to come to some of our events. I'm happy to eventually hopefully meet you in person or at least over Zoom. And we're just trying to deliver a lot of value, right? The more value we can, produce for the world, the better. Let's network, let's collaborate. Let's see how we can all help each other to grow and win 2024. Guys, welcome back to the podcast here. And I wanted to talk today about, the services that I offer, why I put out content, and I'm really pushing this year to move it to the next direction. So I want to put this video out to talk about the services that I offer, how I might be of service to you, and what you can expect on this podcast, and also the release of my other podcast that's coming out. So anyways, I've been in lending for over 25 years. And about 13 years ago, I got into commercial lending, started as a residential mortgage broker. Then I got into commercial lending. About 5 or 6 years ago, got into SBA lending. So I work with all sorts of real estate entrepreneurs, business owners in the finance space. Over the recent years, I really focused on SBA financing. I love putting deals together. I love helping people buy their first business or expand their business. And SBA is I think, the best tool out there for entrepreneurs. You can buy self-storage, you could start businesses, you can buy existing businesses, you can do franchise startups. The other thing I do is I'm also a franchise broker. So I work with a lot of different franchise concepts, and I help people when they call and they're looking for direction. Because what I find is people are really excited to I'm going to go buy a business. They need direction. So I combine my finance background with my knowledge of business ownership, as I've invested in 2 different business opportunities. I'm a silent investor on another business as well. I used to own a franchise real estate brokerage. I've done a lot of things in my life where I can create value. I interview a lot of really smart people. And over the years of doing all this and throwing events, when I lived in the Bay Area, I used to throw a lot of live events. We still do some, but not as much now that I live in Vegas. So if you're out there and you're looking for a little bit of help, direction on maybe escaping the W-2 job, or maybe keeping the W-2 job and starting a business, and then eventually with the plan of being able to stop working in the W-2. I don't always suggest that quitting the W-2 right away is the best move. So I work across the board there. I have a lot of contacts and vendors that I work with that I could refer out when it's appropriate. Like if you're looking to get some capital and you might have an old 401k, maybe we look at a Rob's rollover for you, and getting creative on how we can finance maybe equity and rental properties. So I feel like that's one of my superpowers. And also being able to help people really identify where they can go next. Because I know for me, over my lifetime, I've been frustrated trying to figure out what do I want to do? And then we spend days and days and hours looking at all these different business ventures. Well, we have a proven process that we take you through. So if you're really serious about starting the journey, I can definitely help there. And so that's really the core of what I do. I have vendors that do cost segregation, different tax strategists I work with that I'd be happy to, introduce you to, and different strategies. Granted, I'm not an attorney or tax strategist, but I have been around a lot of people. I understand the concepts. I work with a lot of investors, and I learn what they're doing. And over the years, you get a deep understanding of strategies that probably work for other people because it's working for a lot of other people. And a lot of people that have never owned a business don't understand the power of owning a business and the tax advantages. You're really encouraged by the federal government to own a business, and it's evident. I talk to so many people that are high W-2 earners and they have no tax write-off. So anyways, I encourage you to book a call. Would love to dive in and really understand what you're looking to do and maybe give you the right direction. Or perhaps you have a business under contract or you're about to write a LOI on a business and you need some help and guidance finding the right bank. I have a service where I help you identify the right bank. I don't charge a fee for that. The only time I ever charge a fee for SBA placement, if it's one bank that does kind of the smaller loans, because they don't pay any kind of fees. So obviously our company has to make money, but that's only a packaging fee. So really, it's a really value add service. And I don't consider myself a salesperson. Look, I'm trying to help people my goal over the next 10 years with my team and myself is to help 10,000 people become entrepreneurs or grow with their business. And I definitely think I'm going to do that. So the other thing I want to bring up is I did recently start a new podcast show on YouTube, which is called Own a Business Today Podcast. We're also going to have a digital magazine with that. So if you're a subscriber to this channel, or if you're not yet, subscribe to this channel, but also go over to Own a Business Today Podcast, and there it should be on my main channel. You can just link there, and you should also subscribe to that channel. On that channel, we're really going to do in-depth interviews with franchisors, talking about the business models. We're going to get in the meat and potato of what that business does, how you grow it, how you scale it, and really educate the masses on the value of owning franchises. And we're also going to interview, independent business owners, how they got started, how they bought their first business, how they're growing their business. A lot of them are doing what we call holdcos, like they're going to own multiple businesses. So that's a really exciting project that I'm working on. We do a monthly event. We're like this month, for example, we've got Jordan Berry. We're interviewing him. He's a laundromat expert. And so the topic of that is called How to Buy a Laundromat. And so we're always trying to bring value to you one way or the other, whether you want to book a call, you want to come to some of our events. I'm happy to eventually, hopefully meet you in person or at least over Zoom, or see you at an event. I go to a lot of events. I'm a weekly guest on Michael Zuber's podcast, One Run All the Time. You should definitely subscribe to that channel as well. That's a great YouTube show. And he's having an event here in Las Vegas in February, so I'll be one of the speakers there. And this year, I'm going to try to get on more stages, get on more podcasts. So if you're a podcast host and you're watching this, love to potentially be on your podcast as well. So let's network, let's collaborate, let's see how we can all help each other to grow and to grow and win 2024, right? We're also doing an event with my buddy Vinny Chopra right now. You can go to crush2024.com, and we've interviewed a bunch of really interesting people, social media experts, mental health coaches, real estate investors, and we're just trying to deliver a lot of value, right? The more value we can, produce for the world, the better. And, selfishly, I love interviewing people because that's how I've learned over the years. I wasn't a very good student growing up. Like, I didn't open books in high school, but when I found real estate and I found business ownership and entrepreneurship and personal development, I always tell people I have an MBA there because that's all I do is I continue to learn. I continue to share what I'm learning with you. And anyways, that's my rant for today. We have over 1,000 uploads to this channel. Feel free to look around, look at some of the playlists we have, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Talk to you later. Bye. I would like to introduce you to Own a Business Today, a new digital and print magazine. We take pride in being the only magazine that assists small business owners to bring relevant information on business ownership and financing. We're going to cover topics such as business acquisition and expansion, franchising, business finance, technology for entrepreneurs, economic outlook and forecasting, and much more. To subscribe for free, please visit ownabusinesstoday.com. Hey guys, Beau Eckstein here. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe to this channel. We talk all things financing. I've been in the lending industry for over 20 years, and I'm happy to answer your questions and provide great content.